Hello children, welcome to your own channel Science Pedagogics, and here this is your science teacher Nisha ma'am. Children, this session is about chapter 2 of Science class 9, is matter around us pure. So what is matter? Anything which is present around us. We see many things: air, water, table, chair, marker and many more things. All these are considered as matter. What is common in between all these things? That they occupy space and have mass. Yes, this is the perfect definition of matter. Any substance which occupies space and have mass is considered as matter. On the basis of physical properties, matter is divided into three categories: solids, liquids and gases. For example, water is found in liquid state, air is found in gaseous state, whereas table, furniture, iron, copper, gold, all these are present in solid state. It means matter exists in all three states. But on the basis of chemical properties, means there is one more classification of matter, that is chemical classification. And on the basis of this classification, matter is divided into two categories: pure substance and impure substance. Wow, I have written impure substance here. Whether any kind of adulterate is mixed in these one substances or any impurity is present in these one. No children, don't be so afraid about these one. In chemistry, we have a different definition of impure substances. That is, these substances are formed by mixing of pure substances but not in a fixed ratio. For example, if we talk about air, air is an example of impure substance, or we can say it is an example of mixture. It doesn't mean that any impurity is present in it, whereas it is a mixture of various pure substances like oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, various gases. But the amount of these gases is not fixed, means these are not present in a fixed ratio. So impure substance is one of the category of mixed matter. But we have one more category, that is pure substance. So let us try to understand about pure substances. What is the definition of pure substances? These substances are formed by similar kind of particles. What is the meaning of particles here? Meaning means, particles means we may say about atoms or molecules. For example, children, you have a piece of iron, okay? And when you break down this iron piece, you will get smaller and smaller pieces of iron, and at the last you will get smallest piece of that particular sample, that is called as atoms. And if all atoms are present in that sample of iron, it means अगर आपको आयरन का एक सैंपल दिया जाए और आप उसको कंटिन्यूस ब्रेक करें और एट लास्ट आपको सिर्फ आयरन के एटम्स ही मिले, और इफ यू हैव a sample of gold और उसमें सिर्फ गोल्ड के एटम्स प्रेजेंट हो, if a sample which is given to you is of oxygen and at the last you will find only oxygen atom in that sample, then it means that it is an example of pure substance. Pure substances are further divided into two categories: elements and compounds. Elements are made up of similar kind of substances. In nature, there are about 118 elements are present. Some of these elements are naturally occurring and some of these are synthesized, okay? But all these elements are further divided into three categories: metals, non-metals and metalloids. So what are metals? Metals are pure substances which are hard in nature, which are generally found in solid state at room temperature. Okay. Next, what are the properties of metals, children? Yes, first property is these are malleable, these are ductile, these have high tensile strength, these are good conductor of heat and electricity, and they have shiny appearance, means they have luster also. So it means many more elements are examples of elements. Similarly, second category of elements are non-metals. Non-metals are near about 22 in number, and these are brittle in nature, these are poor conductor of electric heat and electricity, and they are comparatively soft, means they are all found in three states: solid, liquid and gaseous state at room temperature. They are not malleable, they are non-ductile, they have low tensile strength. So these are some of the properties of non-metals. What are the examples of metals? Iron, copper, gold, silver, mercury. What is mercury? Mercury is the only one metal which found in nature in liquid state. Okay, these are the examples of metals. Examples of non-metals: all gases. Children, all gases are considered as non-metals. Oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen or carbon, which is found in solid state. All these are examples of non-metals. There is one more category of elements, that is metalloids. What are metalloids? Metalloids are those elements, their property resides between metals and non-metals. इसका मतलब ये वो elements हैं जिनकी कुछ properties metal से मिलती है और कुछ properties non-metal से. For example, boron, silicon, these are examples of metalloids. Okay children? So this is all about elements. Now come to the second category of pure substances, that is compound. Before starting their characteristic, first let us take some examples. Compounds: carbon dioxide, sodium chloride, acetic acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid and water, ammonia gas, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. All these are examples of compounds. So what do you notice about all these names? Means these compounds are formed by mixing of two or more elements or two or more atoms, but they may be of different. For example, if we talk about water, there is two atoms of hydrogen are present and one atom of oxygen is present. Clear? But if I can say that compounds are formed by mixing of two or more elements, then why we can't consider it as a impure substance? We can say these are mixture also. But children, there is one more property, one more characteristic feature of these compounds, that is all components are present in a fixed ratio. All components are present in a fixed ratio. So if we talk about water, two atoms of hydrogen are present and one atom of oxygen is present in this one. And what is the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen? 2:1. And if we talk about their mass, hydrogen and oxygen is present in 1:8. One more example, carbon dioxide. This is also an example of compound which is found in gaseous state, and the ratio of carbon and oxygen is 1:2. Okay. It means compounds are those pure substances which are formed by mixing of elements but in a fixed ratio. If we talk about elements, their smallest particle is atom, but in case of compound, their smallest particle is molecules. Okay children? So अगर आपको पानी का एक सैंपल दिया जाए, वाटर का एक सैंपल दिया जाए, तो उसका स्मॉलेस्ट पार्टिकल क्या होगा? H2O मॉलिक्यूल. इफ यू हैव ए सैंपल ऑफ सोडियम क्लोराइड, देन उसके स्मॉलेस्ट पार्टिकल क्या होगा? मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ सोडियम क्लोराइड. Okay, it means compounds are formed by elements, but these components are chemically combined with each other. This is the basic definition of compound. Compounds are further divided into two categories: ionic compounds and covalent compounds on the basis of their formation. So what do you mean by ionic compounds? Ionic compounds are those compounds which are formed by chemical reaction of one metal and one non-metal. For example, if we talk about sodium chloride. Okay children, sodium chloride is an example of ionic compound. How it is an example of ionic compound? Because in this one, sodium is a metal, as we know, and chlorine is a non-metal. In the formation of sodium chloride, sodium loses one electron and this electron is gained by chlorine. It means sodium acquires positive charge and chlorine acquires 1 unit negative charge. So this is an example of Ionic compounds. What is the definition of ionic compounds? Compounds which are formed by giving and gaining of electron, means one element loses electron and other element gains that electron, is called as ionic compounds. Example of ionic compounds: sodium chloride, potassium hydroxide, potassium chloride. Okay, these are the examples of ionic compounds. Second category of compounds are covalent compounds. Covalent compounds are formed by sharing of electrons. These compounds are formed by sharing of electrons between two elements. Example is carbon dioxide. CO2 is an example of covalent compound, because in this one carbon and oxygen, these two atoms, they share electrons, means no one atom or no one element will lose electron and other element will not gain electron, only sharing. For example, you and your friend are sitting in the class and you forgot to bring your pen. आप पेन लाना भूल गए, तो आप क्या करते हैं? वो पेन आप अपने फ्रेंड से बोरो करते हैं. It means that pen is shared by you. His pen is shared by you. This is called as sharing. In the same way, elements also share electrons, and compounds which are formed by sharing of electrons are called as covalent compounds. Okay. There is one more classification of compounds on the basis of their nature. For example, children, आपने ये नोटिस किया होगा कि कुछ substances बहुत सार होते हैं, means खट्टे होते हैं. For example, lemon, orange, grapes, all these are sour in taste, whereas some substances are bitter in taste. The best example is baking soda is bitter in taste. Okay, and some of the substances, they have neutral, means they don't have any sour taste. They are not neither acidic nor basic. Substances which are sour in taste are considered as acidic substances. Okay, and second category, substances which are bitter in taste and slippery in touch. These are bitter in taste and slippery in touch, just like a soap-like appearance. Then these are called as basic substances, or we can say basic compounds. And one more category is of neutral compounds. They neither acidic nor basic. One more property of these compounds are acidic compounds turns blue litmus to red, whereas basic compounds, they turn red litmus paper to blue. And neutral, they don't have any effect on any of the litmus paper, means ना तो वो ब्लू लिटमस पेपर को रेड में कन्वर्ट करते हैं और ना ही वो रेड लिटमस पेपर को ब्लू में करते हैं. So this is all about today class. We learnt about pure substances, elements, compounds. Elements are divided into metals, non-metals, metalloids, compounds, ionic compounds and covalent compounds, as well as acidic, basic and neutral compounds. So children, in our next lecture we will learn more about these substances in detail.